Hi everyone, my name is Lewis and this is Traditional Black Powder. Today we're going to be looking at some of the accessories that you need when you go out shooting. So this is the box I take with me when I head out to the range. All I have to do is throw it inside my range bag and I know that everything's in there. So let's take a quick peek and see what it looks like and the stuff that's in there. So you can see this is my patching material and all the stuff that I'm going to be showing you in a minute. So these are some of the tools that I take with me when I go down there to the range. I'll take a multi-tool that can service just about anything. Basically, it's got a bunch of tools inside, and you've probably seen some of these, but just anything that's a bunch of different little tools in there that you can use in case something were to break or you need to adjust. These come in handy. Where I shoot, it's covered. It's outdoors, but it's covered, and it creates a very dark shade, and sometimes it's, at least for me, it's hard to see what I'm looking at, and I'll use these, or rather this flashlight, to be able to see more clearly in case I need to look at something. Also, a couple of screws that fit, the screws that are on your particular firearm. Another thing that I'll take with me all the time is also a hammer and drift punch. So in case you have to adjust your sights, this will make the job a lot easier. This is a ball starter. You definitely want to have one of these. It makes life a lot easier just to get that ball going down the barrel. This is the one that I use for my 50 caliber. And it has a detachable tip over here that you can use different tips depending what style you like. This is probably one of the most useful little tools that you want to take out there if you're using a flintlock. This is a vent pick. Let's see if I can bring it closer. It's pretty simple. Basically, this one's a little different, but basically it's just a fine wire that you can stick into the vent to clear it in case any fouling is started to build up, and just to, I use it every time I go and load up and get ready to take a shot, just to make sure that the vent is clear and the powder pan flash will get this to the main charge. This is tiny, cheap, but extremely useful. So these are the flasks that I take with me to the range. They're both made out of solid brass. Basically, you just unscrew this top over here and fill it with powder. I can't unscrew it because it is full of powder. And it's filled with 3FG, which is what I use for my 50 caliber. And basically what you do is just you would hold it down, press the button, and it will release the powder, and I use this to put powder into my measure, not to use this to go directly into the barrel. This one over here is with 4FG, and it's basically a priming powder, and the way this one works is you just press down on the stem and it would release some powder, and this is basically just used for my priming on my flintlock. So this is my adjustable measure, and you can see the markings over here for the amount of powder that you want to throw. Basically just rotate the wheel and push this up and down depending on how much powder you want to put in. Tighten it and you're set, and pour the powder down there, and then from this you will go down into the barrel. So these are some of the jacks that I use at the end of the ramrod, this one being the most used. This one I use for sitting the bullet and also running a clean patch down in between shots. Hey, get back here. This one over here is patch puller. You can see the two little wires right there. In case you lose a patch down the barrel, hook this on, and by twisting it like that, as you're getting down there, it will hook onto the patch and you'll be able to pull it out. This one over here, it's a ball puller. If you ever dried ball a bullet down there, meaning no powder, you could use this to try to pull it out. This is just a powder measure, and it's also variable, but just a different style. Basically the rings mark how much powder you put in there, and it's a little bit more compact than the other one I showed you, but serves the same purpose, just different style. Depends on what you like. And if you're like me and you're shooting patch and ball, you're going to need a patch knife. And for me, I just throw it in the box and leave it there, so I always have something. And this is a great little patch knife. You know, it's an open hole number 7. And what makes it great is that it's compact. You can throw it in a box. They're extremely sharp. And the stock on these things is so thin that it's just a great slicer. So you can get through patch material very easily. And it's only like 12 bucks. So definitely worth having, even if you want to keep it as a second to your regular patch knife. Just throw that in the box and you'll always have something. So this is basically the kit that I have just for going to the range, and I keep it all in that box so it's easy to just throw it in there when I'm taking my muzzleloader, and I know that everything that I need is basically in there. So thanks a lot for joining me, and until next time, keep the tradition alive.